gathered here today to mourn the Hapsburg Dynasty and recognize their achievements. Starting with Maximilian I, he was the first relevant Hapsburg and one of the only competent Holy Roman emperors. This was before the inbreeding, of course, but the Hapsburg jaw was observed first in Maximilian. He gained the territories in the Netherlands by marriage, Hungary and Bohemia by force, and Spain by the marriage of his son, Philip. He was soon elected to be king of the Holy Roman Empire and waged war against France for territories. He tried to be just like Charlemagne and unite Western Europe, but alas, he was a Hapsburg. It just wasn't to be. Only inbreeding can assure dominance of the Habsburgs in Europe. He left the Habsburg Empire with vast land holdings across Western Europe and lots of Habsburg territory for them to lose in the upcoming generations. Rest in peace, Maximilian. Now, let us pay tribute to Charles II, a Habsburg jaw-dropping ruler. Charles was doomed from the very start. He had extreme disabilities due to the extensive inbreeding his family engaged in. During his time, his disabilities were attributed to the powers of evil, which earned him the nickname, quote, the Hexed, unquote. Due to his physical and intellectual disabilities, Charles was unable to rule his empire and never produced an heir for the throne. He was married twice and was reportedly, quote, so ugly, unquote, he scared his own wife. While his legacy wasn't a success, Charles II served as a prime example of the disastrous inbreeding the Habsburgs practiced. His birth marked the decline of the Habsburg dynasty as they increasingly succumbed to genetic conditions due to inbreeding. According to research by modern scientists, even though the Habsburgs intermarried only among third cousins, their gene pool indicates that offspring produced by marriage of third cousins and offspring produced by familiar incest are almost the same. Regardless, I hope he's in a better place now.
Last but not least, Maria Theresa. She was most notably the only female Habsburg empress who claimed sole control of the throne after her husband died. After her husband's death, the War of Austrian Succession broke out because of Maria Theresa's ascension to the throne. But then she kept going. She appeared in front of the Hungarian estates and was very diplomatic in making her case, and the Hungarians dispatched troops for keeping out Prussians during the War of Austrian Succession. All by herself, she instituted domestic reforms that brought more power to the crown, such as limiting the power of estates in various Austrian provinces and introducing tax reforms in Austria. However, after the 7 Years' War, she left the monarchy with considerable debt, which also contributed to the Habsburg demise in later generations. Her legacy is marked with historians agreeing that she was the most human of the Habsburgs, and the unity her empire was in was definitely notable, considering future divisions of Austria-Hungary because of nationalism. Rest in peace, Maria Theresa, early feminist and most relevant Habsburg queen.